this short. Am I in focus? Focus.
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it.
Yo, is it? Are you kidding me?
Force, yeah. So we are coming here with a force, yeah.
So hi guys, welcome back to my channel, hashtag quarantine day. So today I have a story time for you guys, but before I start I just want to remind you to like, comment, share, and of course subscribe. Today I'm gonna tell you guys a fun story, a crazy story. I don't even know what to call it. It was crazy. It was definitely crazy. So today I am gonna tell you a Walmart story time. Yes, I worked at Walmart for a very short time, but baby, that place gave me stories. So, and this is the story of how some lady tried to convince me not to marry my husband and marry her son, even though I never met her or her son before. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. So this story takes place in about 2017, and that's the year I got married. In 2017, I was applying for jobs for about like 2 weeks, couldn't get anything, so I was like, I met this girl and she was like, oh, I'm applying for such and such jobs. Like we had become friends, so she would invite me to parties, which I never went. She would invite me out and I never went, but she had the job plug because I remember her having at least 2 jobs, and then she just applied and was getting jobs. I was like, well, what are you doing? She's like, oh, well, I'm gonna apply for this Walmart job. And I was like, well, okay. She was like, no, you should do it too, like we could both work there. And I was like, all right, let's do that. So I applied. Within like 2 or 3 days they called me in. Actually, what happened was, wherever I submitted my application, it ended up going to both Sam's Club and Walmart. And if they're probably under like one franchise, so they were like, well, you can't work at both. Because I was like, well, like if you guys both want me, like I could work here from this time to that time, and then I could work. I was ambitious. I was very ambitious. And so they were like, no, you can't work at both at the same time. I was like, all right, like who pay me more though? And it ended up that Walmart had I think Walmart did have a better rate, and it was more accessible, blah blah blah. The timing worked out, everything was Gucci. So I end up starting Walmart, and I was there for like a good month before this happened. I was mostly just stocking shelves. I would go in super early, so no one was really there when I started, and then I would leave like, I want to say like midday, around that time. So I was there super early, and I was just there throughout like the morning. So I was doing that. Everything was good, everything is Gucci. Now when you work at Walmart, you're not supposed to wear headphones, and of course I always had my headphones in. I did not care. So like in the morning there's literally no one there, so nobody really cares. So I would have my headphones blazing, and you could kind of tell what kind of music I was playing. So people always either thought, 1, I was Jamaican, which I am, or 2, I am Hispanic, because the music kind of sounded like reggaeton, like Latin music, which I would listen to sometimes too, but it was mostly like dancehall. So Like most persons just from like hearing that would know that, oh, yeah, where'd you come from? So I remember one day I was just stocking shelves, doing what I'm supposed to do, and this lady came up to me and she asked me something. I was like, oh, it's probably da 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 da. I don't remember what I said to her, and she was like, oh, are you Jamaican? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh wait, like how come I've never seen you? I'm like, well, I don't really go anywhere. She's like, oh, like, oh my god, like why my son has never found like any pretty Jamaican woman like you. I was like, I don't know. So she was asking me, you know, have you worked here long? I was like, no, you know, I just started working here a month. And she was like, da da da. She was asking me what I used to do in Jamaica. I told her, and she was like, well, what are you doing here? I was like, well, this is kind of just to fill my time. And she was like, oh, I get it. And so she was like, wow, like you're pretty, you're smart, you're Jamaican. Like I really wish that my son would find a woman like you. And I was like, okay. So she was like, oh, you know, you should definitely meet him. And I was like, oh no, that's cool. You know, I'm engaged and I'm actually getting married. She's like, but you're not married yet. Bitch, what? Lady, what? What are you talking about? So, of course, I was wearing my ring. Like, I was wearing my engagement ring all that time. And I was like, no, like, I'm not, like, it's not like a play engagement. Like, really getting married. Like, we have a date. We have everything. It's happening. And she's like, oh, well, you know, that's fine. You can still just come meet my son. You can see how you guys click. Like, nothing is set in stone as yet. And I was like, lady, you are tripping. And she's like, yeah, but, you know, you never know. I was like, I do know. Thank you. Thank you. So she's like, oh, what's it gonna hurt? Like, your fiance doesn't like you having friends? And I was like, this lady did not just use the classic F-boy line on me for her son, who's not even here. What? So I'm like, no, you know, I'm good. Or pretty much a short thing. She's like, well, you know, you never can tell these things. Sometimes they don't work out. Sometimes it's best you have your options open. Like, I would just love you as a daughter-in-law. I feel it. And I was like, what is, how could I class this? So she's there and she's trying to talk me up, and I'm like, no, like, no. So she's standing there, like, she's not saying nothing. She's just looking at me, trying to pretty much force me to meet her son. And I'm like, no. So I was like, oh no, like no. And she just like really stood there. Waiting for me to say, okay, yes, I will meet your son. Of course I never said that, because I was like, I'm getting married. Like, no. And so she literally stood there, and it was so awkward. Like, I didn't even finish stacking my stuff. Like, I just was like, oh, well, would you look at the time? It's time for my break. Yeah. My break. My break. Yes. It's time for my break. I pushed my little cart to the back room and I hid out there. I saw my manager. My manager's like,
What are you doing here?
and I was like, well, there is a lady out there trying to stop me, trying to get me to date her son, and she won't leave me alone. And so my manager's like,
What?
so she was like, you know what, just take a break and then go back. So I took my break and I went back out. I didn't see the lady for the rest of the day. That was good. Fast forward about a week or so, I ended up seeing her again, and she's like, have you thought about it? I was like, well, what I said then still stands. What I say now, like, I'm not meeting your son. Like, you don't even make no sense, because I'm telling you that not only am I in a relationship, I'm engaged to be married. We have a date set. We are planning this whole shindig, and I love this man, and you want me to date your son, who I've never met, never seen, will not see. I don't want to be his friend. Like, lady, you're delusional. So she was like, oh, like, it's not that serious. I was like, no, it is that serious. It is. Because you wildin' and like, no. So she was talking about you guys can get married and have babies, and I was like, now wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Just hold on. You want me to marry him? I didn't even see the boy. So I don't even know if she really had like a son. Just people are crazy. And she didn't even know me from nowhere. People are so crazy. I was like, look here, like, me have a man. Me love my man. Me and my man are married.
Girl, I'm in love. Me in love. Me and a man. Woman love, girl. Yeah. I'm in love. I can't hide it. Yeah.
There's no your son. There's no hanging out with your son. There's no da-da-da-da. Oh man, leave me alone. Leave me alone. And she looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, I said it still? I said it really still? Anyways, I ended up only seeing her one time after that. And that last time she never said anything. She just stared me down through the aisles. And I was like, this bitch is crazy. This bitch is crazy. She's crazy. And yeah, that was never my, like, that wasn't even my weirdest Walmart encounter. And I only probably worked there for, I want to say 2 or 3 months. People are so weird. I swear to God, they're so weird. Anyways, I never saw that lady again. Of course, I ended up marrying my husband. The fuck? And we're good. I never saw that lady again. I never met her son, or at least I don't think I met her son, and that was that. Anyways, let me know if any mother has ever proposed to you for their son, or asked y'all on a date for their son, or anything like this has ever happened to you. Comment down below. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. and I will see you in my next video. Quarantine Bay out. Quarantine Bay out.
Girl, let me explain. I love the boy.
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, but go on with it.
Yo, is it? Are you kidding me?